All right, good morning, two-stroke turbo fans. Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. This is where you find all your cool car content. This is our shop dog, Stella. She's with me on just about every video. Hope you like her. She's pretty sweet. Behind me is my old Volkswagen Scirocco. That's the first car that I've ever owned. Put a lot of miles on that car. It was my only car for many, many years. And I just did a video on bringing it back to life. It's been sitting, I think, for about 30 years, pretty much in storage. I think I started it 20 years ago, and I just started it yesterday. So if you haven't seen that video yet, check it out. And we're moving on. Monday is fun day, right? Yeah, so today's Monday. We got a lot of customer cars in the shop that we're waiting for parts on, but I've got a little side project. If you follow me, you know this channel. It is called the Two-Stroke Turbo channel. What we have here on the cart is a 3-cylinder 900cc two-stroke DKW engine, and I purchased this engine from a guy in California, I think, about a year ago, and I have plans for it, but I haven't tested it to see if it runs. It looks kind of funny. Looks like it's got a new head gasket. There's some crud down in there. I want to suck that out. That's the water jacket. These cars are equipped with a thermosiphon cooling system. In other words, the large round opening here allows water to rise when it gets warm naturally, goes through the radiator, and then sinks back down through the thermostat housing. These engines are about 35 to 45 horsepower depending. I believe this is a 900cc, but I'm not sure. Could be a 750. It has the smaller carburetor on it. It's a 40mm Solex, but it has this really small choke, 29mm choke, which is really good for torque. It is a 6-volt car, 6-volt engine, I should say, or 6-volt charging system. These are 6-volt coils. We have a 6-volt starter, and there's usually a generator. Generator is not pictured, of course. 3 sets of points down here in the crankshaft area. Very simple engine. We are going to try to fire this baby up today. I want to see if it runs, and will show you where it's going to go. I've got plans to put it into a car, but I've got to accumulate a few more parts to do that. So I want to make sure it runs. The crankshaft isn't knocking or rattling. I don't know that I'll be able to hear that too well since the exhaust is going to be open, but I'd like to know if it at least runs and fires up. So we're going to get our 2-stroke oil, 2-stroke gas, a little charge. It's going to be 12-volt, kind of shock this thing to life on a 6-volt engine, but it's usually okay to do that for a short period of time. So let's get started here. Stella is just going to hang out in our smoky Portland weather. We have a lot of wildfires in the Canada area, especially Kelowna and Banff, blowing down here and causing smoky, hazy, not good air quality. So I'm not contributing much by starting up an old 2-stroke a port style 2-stroke engine. Probably gonna smoke out the whole neighborhood, but just want to see if it runs. Okay. Probably wondering what kind of car would that engine work in. I'm going to walk over here to the corner of my shop yard, and I've been kind of prepping this a little bit. I've had this car for 20 years, I think, sitting here waiting for an engine, and this may be golden opportunity. It is a DKW, and you can see I've got the transmission. The transmission's still in there. I am looking for the motor mount that goes on the bottom. I've got to clear out some of the cobwebs. I need a throw-up bearing. I've got to polish the input shaft. I got to get this working. I don't think the clutch fork is even, I think it's rusted into place. So we've got a lot of prep to do. I got to get these cars out of the way here and get access to this, see if we can get the engine in here, see if we can get it running. This is a true 6-volt car. It is a 56 with suicide doors. It's pretty cool, but it is wedged in here, has 2 flat tires, and I can't say what's up with the floors. I hope that they're still there, not rusted away. But it's a pretty cool car, and it deserves to live again, and I think I've got the opportunity to do that. As you can see, Stella, our two-stroke turbo shop dog, is just not really interested in what we're doing today. What are we doing? We're gonna see if we can get this thing to fire up. This is our old two-stroke Hydrosiphon 900cc DKW engine, and I'm just gonna turn on my battery booster here. Let's see if this thing even cranks over. Got it strapped pretty good. It's a, what is it, 200 amp. Ready? So it rotates pretty well. Let's add some fire. Stella the shop dog is still nonplussed with anything we do here at the shop. She's a good old girl. What are you doing? Just kind of laying out in the sun? That's a good puppy. And we are tinkering with our DKW engine. It's kind of funny. So spark plugs for a DKW engine are archaic. They're really big, chunky spark plugs that you don't see anymore. They're similar to like a Model A. And I'm using a brand new Bosch Platinum to try to see if we have spark. So I've got the electrode resting there on the engine block. I've got the coils, all three coils hooked up down here. And I'm just gonna see what happens here. So. I saw some random sparks. I think it's because this was bouncing around and wasn't getting a good ground. So I think we've got some spark. So let's add some fuel. Okay. So I'm going to take a little pre-mixed fuel here. This is two-stroke fuel, by the way. Add a little into my carburetor. Funnel like that. Might be full. Still some in the funnel. Oh. I'm going to splash a little bit in the carburetor, just like about that much. Let's see what happens here. Hope I don't blow up. Get that out of the way. Let's hook this up. Let's hook this up. Happens here. I'm a little nervous. Can't lie. Okay, turn this on. And the throttle, here we go. Oh! That scared me. Let's pull this a little better. If you don't do something every day that scares you, you're not living your life, right? So this is the choke. I don't think I can do a choke on. Life there. I lost my coil. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that. Yes. I'm happy that I got my little DKW 2-stroke 3-cylinder engine working. I think you are. What do you want to do? Oh, little bee in your bonnet. Yeah, that's really fun. I'm glad that works. Again, I don't have water hooked up to it. I don't have a clutch yet, but I do know that the starter works. Seems like it fires in all 3 cylinders. It's gonna smoke. It is a 2-stroke. It's a very old piston port design from the 30s, but it runs, and the crank doesn't seem super noisy. I can't tell because the exhaust is loud. But my main concern is the crankshaft bearings and their condition. Fortunately, I won't know that until I get in the car with a muffler on it to see how it sounds. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to pull the car out of the bushes. That's always fun. Stella, silly dog. And of course the car is way back here buried. And today's a cool day. It would be a good day to get the car out. So I may film that on the next video, but I got to get the tires aired up. I got to get the doors open. I got to find the ignition key. And oh man, it's got a dent in the fender. Oh, let me pop that out. I mean, that's a pretty cool car. It's definitely worth saving, and definitely worth putting an engine in it. We got to clean all this out. It's a mess. That'll be next time. Stay tuned. 2-stroke turbo fans.